This is an ad by Regain Couples Therapy and features real testimonials.
This was our first time trying therapy, and honestly, it was long overdue. Looking back, we just wish we had started sooner.
Regain's qualified therapists help couples when they can't get there on their own.
We thought it was intimacy issues, but Andrea helped us uncover a deeper root cause we hadn't even realized was there.
Visit regain.com/couplespod to get 10% off your first month. Regain, powered by BetterHelp.
Okay, we listen and we don't judge. Yes, I have 7 kids, and I am currently pregnant right now with my 8th child. 7 baby daddies and another one. I got 8 baby daddies. Yes, we're getting $3K in food stamps. Yes, we are killing it, honey. We are killing it. No, I'm not ashamed. I've been a mom since age 14. I got pregnant at age 14 with my first child. I've been doing this by myself and getting help from the government. Why not get help from the government? I'm a single parent. I'm a single mother out here raising these kids by myself. So yes, all of them on child support. So I'm getting all those child support checks, and I'm getting my $3K in food stamps. I have a food stamp plug that helps me. Yes, a food stamp plug that helps me get $3K a month. And he works in the office. So, yeah, don't judge me. That's it. We all go through things, just don't judge me.
We all go through things. I got 8 baby daddies. We all go through things that you have to pay for. Don't judge me. We go through things. All right. Not judging. Welcome, my friends, to the Wednesday edition of Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour. Fastest hour in American media. Of course, always so much to discuss, and we will cover as much of the news as we can. Donald Trump, ladies and gentlemen, AP story pulled it right before the show. From the AP, Trump slams his own supporters as weaklings for falling for what he now calls the Epstein hoax. New York, AP. President Donald Trump is lashing out at his own supporters, accusing them of being duped by Democrats as he tries to clamp down on criticism over his administration's handling of the much-hyped records in the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking investigation, which Trump now calls a hoax. Their new scam, in capitals, is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax, and my past supporters have bought into this bull blank, hook, line, and sinker. He wrote on True Cycle, using an expletive in his post. They haven't learned their lesson and probably never will, even after being conned by the lunatic left for 8 long years. Let these weaklings continue to forward and do the Democrats' work. Don't even think about taking our incredible and unprecedented success, because I don't want their support anymore. Thank you for your attention to this matter. The rhetoric marks a dramatic escalation for the Republican president. He has broken with some of his most loyal backers in the past, but never with such fervor. The schism centers on this administration's handling of the documents surrounding Epstein, who was found dead in his New York jail cell in August 2019, weeks after his arrest on sex trafficking charges. Last week, the Justice Department and the FBI acknowledged that Epstein did not maintain a client list to whom underage girls were trafficked, and they said no more files related to the investigation would be made public, despite past promises from Attorney General Pam Bondi that raised the expectations of conservative influencers and conspiracy theorists. Bondi had suggested in February such a document was sitting on her desk, waiting for review. I heard her say that. Last week, however, she said she had been referring generally to the Epstein case file, not a client list. And by the way, that's what I heard her, I took it to mean, the case file sitting on my desk. It's a new administration. Everything is going to come out to the public, she had said at one point. Trump has since defended Bondi and chided a reporter for asking about the documents. Story goes on and on. The blow-up comes after Trump and many figures in his administration, including FBI Director Kash Patel and his deputy Dan Bongino, have spent years stoking dark and disproved conspiracy theories, including embracing QAnon-tinged propaganda that cast Trump as the savior sent to demolish the deep state. Oh, the deep state, I guess, doesn't exist. The deep state exists. And by the way, it's being... Okay. Thank you, Jonas. That's Jonas's editorial comment for all of this, folks. That is not the expressed sentiment of the host. What was that you said? What was that you just said? Yeah. Okay. Benny Johnson, a conservative podcaster who's called for the Epstein records to be released, said on his show that he is a fan of Trump's movement, but is still trying to give tough love and speak on behalf of the base. Really? Benny Johnson's now speaking on behalf of the base. I didn't know he was elevated to the position where now he speaks on behalf of the entire base of Trump supporters. Interesting that. House Speaker Mark Johnson, Republican, Louisiana, in an interview on Benny Johnson's show Tuesday, had called for the Justice Department to put everything out there and let the people decide. Oh, then there's far-right conspiracy theorist and podcaster Alex Jones. He has had a lot of activity in courts in recent years. He's calling Trump's handling of the Epstein situation the biggest train wreck I've ever seen. It's not in character for you to be acting like this, he said in a video reacting to Trump on Tuesday. Oh, I support you, but we built the movement, you rode it. We built the movement, you rode it up. We built it. Alex Jones built the movement. Alex Jones, who denied that Sandy Hook, the events in Sandy Hook ever took place, apparently. At least that's what I think a jury decided, to the tune of $1 billion some odd dollars, or whatever that settlement was. Now, he built the movement. Alex Jones built this movement. These people have humongous egos. I would not want to ever be part of any movement that Alex Jones claims to be in charge of. Period. End of story. No way that this guy build any movement other than his own followers, which have every right. He has every right to claim that. The people that follow his show, that support his show, and I'm not making any judgment about them. But as for me, some movement with Alex Jones, please. We built this movement. Alex Jones, all these other so-called influence, Benny Jones and the rest of them, really, you guys didn't build squat. You built your own follower base, and that's it. You didn't build any political movement. You built an audience. You are not responsible, despite what your humongous egos tell you, in building some kind of a conservative base. The person that can rightly credit it is no longer with us that built a conservative base in America. And it sure as hell ain't somebody like Alex Jones or Benny Jones or the rest of these social influencers who think all of a sudden that because they may have 1 million, 2, 3, 4 million followers here or there, that they are somehow building or built this base. It's ridiculous. Ego out of control. Now, as for Donald Trump and this Epstein thing, I have not been paying much attention to the ins and outs because, frankly, I don't care. I don't care. Yes, do I care that there were victims of his? Certainly. Certainly I do. That part of it. I hope one day we get to the truth. Was I anticipating that we would ever find out the full truth? Was that my expectation? No, it wasn't. There are many things that the American people will never learn the 100% truth about unless somehow or another there's divinity involved. The divine one think, okay, the truth is going to come. There are a lot of things we won't learn anything about, and I didn't base my whole life, don't base my whole life now on, and what are you going to do if you're found out? How does it impact your life right now? How does it even impact your life if some of the people you think should be in jail were put in jail? Does it really impact your life? The things that impact all of our lives, my friends, are happening right before us, and they have never, ever happened in as long as many of us have been following politics. Never have we seen the kind of attention to America's infrastructural future as we see right now, the bedrock of what keeps America together as a nation, right now is being recast by this administration. All of these NGOs that we've been pumping money into that do the Democrat Party's work are slowly but surely being dismantled. The ineffective Department of Education being dismantled. State Department, which many of us thought would never happen, is actually being dismantled to do the work of the American people and not the work of the left. We are actually seeing the entire scheme that Democrats have used as a position to gain their own power on the backs of illegal immigrants being broken before our very eyes. Not pretty to look at in some cases, but we are watching that. We are watching the entire economy of America being transformed. And it is uncomfortable for some with tariff changes, with changes to the way our very economy is structured. We are seeing things put in place for America's energy to come back and dominate, and for people to have lower prices, a better standard of living, a better education for their children, a safer country where criminals don't roam. And I am so sick of hearing about Jeffrey freaking Epstein. I don't give a rat's ass about Jeffrey Epstein. Keep eyes on prize. America is the prize, not this miscreant Jeffrey Epstein. God is dealing with him. Oh boy, I guess I stepped in it now. I know some people are like saying, oh, I'm through with you. Okay, I'm sorry if no, I'm not. That's what I honestly think. Beatles recording 1969 for their Abbey Road album. On this day in 1969, they worked on 2 George Harrison songs. This one, Here Comes the Sun. And also they worked on Something, which, Jonas, if you want to play Something, I'm up for that too. Both of these songs are great by George Harrison. We got to take a break. We're late. We'll be back. Don't go away.
The Rush Hour with James Golden on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
The #1 selling product of its kind with over 20 years of research and innovation.
Botox Cosmetic, out of botulinum toxin A, is a prescription medicine used to temporarily make moderate to severe frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better in adults.
Effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow and eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Tell your doctor about medical history, muscle or nerve conditions including ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. For full safety information, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
The Rush Hour with James Golden on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
2012, John Lord passed away. He was 71 years old, co-founder. He was of Deep Purple, 1968. This one is one of the many songs that he co-wrote with the group. You know it, of course, Smoke on the Water. James Golden, Snerdley. We have just a few moments before we have to head into our next profit center, as Rush used to say. And I just want to take a moment. Look, folks, I'm not trying to be mean-spirited toward anybody, and I applaud anybody that is in media that is able to amass and hold on to an audience. But the outsized ego of these people is just unbearable. How dare you, Benny Jones, to think that you somehow, because you have managed to gain a few people, million people on the internet, that you somehow have the right to speak for Trump's base, for the MAGA base. You don't speak for anybody in his base. You may speak for those people that follow you, but put your ego in check, Buster. And Alex Jones, all the kookery and nonsense that came out of that show, which some of it ended up in court, and a jury of his peers multiple times over has said not only what you did was wrong, defamed. You have the idea to claim this is your base? Trump is just some kind of an interloper? You built this? You couldn't build squat next to what was built behind. Now, the one broadcaster who did build an amazing base of 27 million people who influenced elections, who not only influenced elections, but influenced the way that America thought, never claimed that he did it because he was too humble to put an egotistical thing out there like that. And that's one of the reasons he was powerful, because he didn't want personal power. He wasn't around. This is I speak for the base. This garbage. You people that think you are MAGA, you are not MAGA. And you didn't take that bullet that Donald Trump took, or the attacks, and you couldn't. So get off your ego trips. James Golden, Snerdley, fastest hour in American media. Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour will continue. Don't go away.
The Rush Hour with James Golden on the Red Apple Podcast Network. The Rush Hour with James Golden on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
2012, the world lost a great musician. Hungarian-American bassist Bob Babbitt, part of the Motown Records Funk Brothers. Oh man, he's the bassist. So that's him thumping on this one with Stevie. Bass like War, Edwin Starr's Tears of a Clown, Marvin Gaye's Mercy Mercy Me, Inner City Blues, Make Me Wanna Holla. And also Band of Gold, Free to Pain, that was on the Invictus label. Ball of Confusion, Temptations, Just My Imagination, so many others. Bob Babbitt was just an amazing musician. Motown had two amazing bassists that are legends. Bob Babbitt is one, and James Jamerson the other. They are legends. James Golden and Snerdley with you here. You know, Princess Diana, texting with Princess Diana and with Lady Benedict, and Princess Diana just made a point that I really think needs to be remembered in all of this, and I'll just read this section of it to you. Trump is getting more pedophiles out of the country or putting them in jail than anyone ever has. He did it the first term, too. She says she tracked it during one issue of the Limbaugh letter by compiling news stories, local news stories, and what he was doing was incredible. So these people accusing him of covering up Epstein to protect pedophiles are just idiots. And that is exactly right. And again, these ego, yes, Jonas, yes, sir.
But what do you have to say to people that say Trump campaigned on this promise and it's more about the principle than it is the relative success?
Okay, young man. What promise exactly are you referring to?
As far as revealing the Epstein Files and saying that, the truth will come out, that the government will be transparent.
Yes.
Etc.
Great question, lad. Let me. Here's the thing. The truth will come out doesn't mean the truth that you think is going to come out. It means the truth will come out. And so if at the end of the day, the truth is, look, we looked through the files, there's no client list, then the truth has come out. Now, do many of us suspect, again, that the full truth may not be coming out? Well, I can't speak to that. Has the full truth come out on the Lincoln conspirators? Has the full truth come out on what truly happened with JFK's assassination? How did the murderer of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King make it, breaking out of jail and make it all the way over to the UK, being the most wanted man in the United States of America at the time? Has the full truth come out on Hillary Clinton and the Clinton shenanigans? All the way from Whitewater through Benghazi, through all the other myriad of scandals that the Clintons have been involved in. How much money the Clintons raised through their foundation and raised through everything else. What happened to the money that supposedly the Clintons were involved with Haiti? And a lot of people are saying that money never made it to the Haitians. Has the truth of that ever come out? Has the truth come out on many things? Has the truth come out on exactly how corrupt J. Edgar Hoover, leading up the FBI, which is supposed to be, in fact, the guys that stopped corruption? Has the truth ever come out on all the stuff he did? Has the truth? I could go on and on and on and on about the truth. And the truth not coming out. Because that's a sad fact in life. The truth rarely emerges on the whole truth and nothing but the truth about many of the scandals that have taken place. Good luck with that. Depends on your expectations. There are people who think they know what the truth is. And if that doesn't come out, then they're right now jumping up and down, hooping, hollering, having a fit. I never thought we'd get the whole truth on Jeffrey Epstein. We all know about stuff like supposed stuff, like Prince Andrew. People throw around Bill Gates' name and throw around all these other names. I don't know. But guess what? I'm not hanging my hat on it coming out.
Yeah.
I'm more concerned about what the direction of America is going in. Not whether, look, God will deal with Jeffrey Epstein. and with all these other miscreants. And if we're not careful, he'll deal with the miscreant stuff that we do too, that we think is so hidden. Because very few people on this earth, and I'm not trying to excuse that horrible behavior by this man. And he was in jail for it. I don't think the truth ever came out to what happened in Florida. He got a pass somehow or another. He worked his way out of jail in Florida, where the attorney general. But I'm not getting into all that stuff. Because, does that answer your question?
Yes, that answers my question.
I mean, do you have another?
I agree. I can see where people are coming from, where they feel like they were deceived in the sense that, the truth or the documents were going to be released so we could have transparency and figure out it's a hoax for ourselves. But I agree. We should focus more on the positive. 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10 is still better than 1 out of 10, of him keeping his promises.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, again, I never assumed that even when they said, everything is going to be transparent, the truth's going to come out, I never assumed that we were going to learn everything about Jeffrey Epstein that there was to know. And frankly, I didn't even care then. That's not why I was interested in Trump becoming president. Not so I could find out everything about Jeffrey Epstein, who was taking the Lolita Express. I mean, yeah. So I'm certainly not disappointed at all. We got bigger fish to fry here. And I don't even eat fish. Speaking of which, Jonas, let's get busy with the dwindling time we have on this, the fastest hour in American media. Speaking about this, Cut 13. Let's listen into that. It's dealing with this situation with Senator Adam Schiff. 13. Yes. Adam Schiff's mortgage fraud.
Democrats like to remind us that story outlined the pattern of apparent mortgage fraud where Adam Schiff, since 2003, has owned homes in either Maryland or Burbank, California, refinancing them several times along the way and claiming that both homes were his primary residence. That's a huge no-no. It comes with all kinds of financial perks, homestead exemptions and lower interest rates. You're supposed to pay a higher interest rate on your second home. Well, if they're both your primary residence, this could amount to tens of thousands of dollars. And in 2020, Adam Schiff basically admitted by reclassifying the Maryland home as his secondary residence that he had for over 10 years been double dipping here. So this is big news. Fannie Mae's Financial Crimes Division says that this is an apparent pattern of mortgage fraud. They've shipped it off, as you said, to the DOJ, and next steps are whether there's going to be a grand jury, and there's a few other things that could happen.
So that's one story. Yes, this Adam Schiff stuff is real. Quickly, moving on. Now, folks, we're going to go rapid fire with some sound bites because I want to get to a few of these things. Cut 2, Jonas, the gentleman Mike Howell, who with Heritage, brilliant. He was at the DHS hearing today in the House of Representatives, and this is just an excerpt from that hearing. This is Mike Howell. You will hear Representative Benny Thompson interrupt.
Especially thank you for giving me a platform to plead with members of this body, all on the Democrat side, to stand down on their threats against the men and women of Immigration and Customs Enforcement. The violence is getting out of control, and it is fueled by the demagoguery of politicians. Whether it is one of your members telling Axios that there needs to be blood to grab the attention of the press and the public, another saying civility isn't working and to prepare for violence, or even a member of this committee being arrested for forcibly impeding and interfering with federal officials, this escalation deserves condemnation. It needs to stop, and it needs to stop now. Assaults against ICE officers are up over 830%, and that's a lowball estimate. There have been violent incidents in Alvarado, McAllen.
Would gentlemen suspend briefly? Yes, Mr.
So, I got a point of order. Pursuant to clause 2K8 of Rule 11, I raise a point of order that this testimony is outside the scope of the hearing.
Oh, goodness me. Let's go look at Section K.23457, because we got ourselves a Democrat here that talking about the way Democrats are trying to stir up an insurrection against ICE agents. Why, we don't want that part of the record on Congress, even though we're doing it. I'll have a point of order here. Where does it say in the rules that people can tell the truth about Democrats and what they're doing to try to make sure that ICE agents are harmed? Please, we can't have that in the congressional record, even though that's what we're doing every single day. In fact, you want to hear one of them do it? Let's go to Cut 4 and listen to our good friend Eric Eric Swalwell. This is that good old Eric.
Running around our communities like masked bank robbers?
What?
Terrorizing women?
What?
They're going to get themselves hurt, and I hope that doesn't happen. And we're already seeing women are being targeted by people who are impersonating ICE agents. I hope every state that is able to, and every community that is able to, unmasks ICE with their policies.
Yeah, we want them doxxed. We want to know, because we know that our gangs are out there trying to track down these ICE people so we could hurt their families. So that's Eric Swalwell. I don't know whether he ran that past his Chinese girlfriend spy, Fang, or whether they're not in communication. That's true news. You're looking there like he with Fang. Just look at the news with Eric and Fang. And now Eric don't want ICE agents wearing masks because they are terrorists. He and the Democrat Party are calling them terrorists. Now, quickly, Cut 5. This will speak for itself. Here's what the terrorists are doing, ladies and gentlemen.
We've got breaking information tonight. The alleged ringleader of what federal investigators are calling a criminal ecosystem is in custody.
Cesar Campos Reyes, who's facing several charges including bank fraud and money laundering, arrested just a few hours ago. Now, federal agents have been looking for him after nearly 50 illegal immigrants were arrested during a sweeping multi-agency immigration operation in 6 Alabama counties today.
Drugs, guns, bundles of cash seized. Our Natalie Williamson with this late reporting tonight. Natalie,
and there you go. We can go through the full thing. That's what ICE is doing, terrorizing. They're terrorizing, according to Eric Swalwell. They're terrorizing women. Quickly, 6, 7, back to back. Let's have them.
The disruption and the fear that has been caused by the raids has really had a devastating effect and has been a body blow to our economy. I don't think the president understands that we have entire sectors of our economy that cannot function without immigrant labor.
Hello, Los Angeles. We had a major victory today. After standing strong, Angelenos were united. The peaceful protests, the just egregious situation that has been going on in the city, we've been notified that 2,000 troops are leaving. They are retreating. We stood strong. We peacefully protested. We demanded that the troops were not needed here, and we won.
Yeah, she won. They won.
In Los Angeles is we are being used as a test case, and I am hoping that this experiment with the lives of people ends here. This has been a blow to the economy of the nation's second largest city. We are an immigrant city, a city where there's sectors of our economy that are dependent on immigrant labor. We have rebuilding that needs to be done, whether we are talking about the wildfires or whether we are talking about preparations for the major events coming up. And the idea that troops would be used, the economy would be hit. Who do you think does the building in the city? We know that the construction industry has significant percentage of immigrant labor. Some people have said 40%. I believe that's a gross underestimation.
All right, that's enough of that. Let me just translate real quick. We know that the construction industry is dependent on illegal immigrants, so we turn a blind eye to the law and we don't give a damn what you say. We are Democrats, we built this city on illegal immigrants' back, and we don't care. We're going to keep using illegal immigrants just like our Democrat forefathers used the slaves. They work for less, they don't complain, and because they're just happy, they're happy massa. They're happy if they got a good massa. And once in a while they get some crumbs from the table. So we're going to keep on using them immigrants just like we used them damn slaves till that Lincoln fella disrupted that. We ain't interested. We ain't interested in not using our new labor force because we got entire sectors of our economy out here that's built on unlawful behavior. How dare you idiots tell us to obey the law? Screw the law. We're Democrats. We're going to keep doing it illegal. We're going to keep on using these these immigrant people because that's what, good Lord. Next thing you know, we got folks. Somebody got a bullwhip. 1981. I remember this. Harry Chapin, 38 years old, lost his life on the Long Island Expressway. Yeah. He had a cardiac arrest apparently in the car and then lost out. And then a tractor trailer hit him from behind and the gas tank exploded and it was just a horrific accident. 1981. The great Harry Chapin. James Golden, Snerdley, fastest hour in American media. James Golden, Snerdley, keep it right here.
The Rush Hour with James Golden on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
When you're separating from the military, no one tells you how hard it can be to get your civilian life up to speed. But with VA benefits, it doesn't have to be. From the VA home loan requiring no down payment, to the GI Bill covering tuition, books, and cost of living, to VA healthcare offering top-ranked, low-cost care designed specifically for veterans, all the support you need is at VA. I'm here telling every veteran because I wish someone had told me. Get what you earned. Visit choose.va.gov.
Not all veterans are eligible for the type or amount of benefits mentioned here.
The Rush Hour with James Golden on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Birthday today for one of the most amazing drummers out there, Stuart Copeland. American musician, multi-instrumentalist, composer, came on the scene in a big way with Da Police. Oh, man. That's Stuart on this one. Happy birthday to Stuart Copeland. James Golden, Snerdley with you here. Look, folks, I'm just looking at the clock, and we don't have a lot of time left. I'm going to tell you some of the things that I want to get into maybe tomorrow. First of all, Scott Jennings, we have it here, but it's too long. Scott Jennings, as usual, did masterwork on that Abby show. I don't know why it's not the Scott Jennings show and it's the Abby show. All she does is interrupt the guy and try to shut him down every time he makes a point. But he continues to just do blowout work anyway. And this whole deal of what's going on in Texas, Scott Jennings put that in perspective. I have to, at some point, I got a lot more studying to do on this one. Princess Di sent me an article that blew my mind yesterday. And this article basically goes through what is happening with, quote unquote, the presidency. And goes back to the time of Nixon. And I've hinted and talked around some of this stuff. But it is an insanely incredible article about what's happening and Donald Trump basically returning the presidency to the power that it once had prior to Watergate. You've also got stuff going on with the rescission bill, which is coming up in 2 days. 3 Republicans, you know who, Murkowski, Collins, and Mitch, tried to jimmy that up. Didn't happen. We got to go, though. So please, God willing, we're here tomorrow. May God bless, protect each and every single one of you, your families, and your loved ones. God willing, we'll be back tomorrow. Until then, my friends, I bid you adieu. Bye.
Thanks for listening to Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour. You can hear Bo Snerdley's Rush Hour weekdays at 4 on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?